everybody, it's Coffee Morning with Karlos Morale, where I play a game based upon top secret criteria whilst drinking my morning coffee until my cup is dry. And today we're doing Every Second Counts, a game released back in 1988 for the Sinclair Spectrum, the Amstrad CPC and Commodore 64 home computers. This game is based on a TV program, also known as Every Second Counts, which was hosted by Mr. Paul Daniels, famous 1980s and 90s TV magician and friend to almost everyone everywhere until he became old and a bit embittered and went kind of weird if you ever saw him on the TV in recent years. Still, the greatest exponent of the cup and balls magic trick that I have ever seen. He was fantastic at that. However, that doesn't actually feature in the video game Every Second Counts. Rather, that's a sort of true or false, option A, option B, sometimes option C, general knowledge quiz, which you can see played out here in front of you. Every Second Counts, the TV program, consisted of, I think it was 3 couples playing off against one another in this general knowledge quiz. Happily, in the home computer version, you were able to limit it just to one player, one team, so you don't have to sort of, if you're playing by yourself like I was as a child, you don't have to limit. You don't have to put yourself in that position where you're answering questions for team 1 and answering questions for team 2, and you kind of favour team 1, but you end up getting easier questions for team 2, and then they win, and you're conflicted. It was an awful time. So what do we think about the game? It's fairly cheap and cheerful looking, although it retailed, I believe, for about £8 when it came out back in the day, which I think converts to about £16,500 in modern money. Something along those lines in any case. But there's absolute ton of questions. There's loads of different question packs and what have you that you can play the game with, which expands its longevity and stops you getting the same few questions every time you have a go at it. Is it worth playing today? That's a good question. Yeah, it's a general knowledge quiz. So if you can remember what life was like in the 1980s when these questions were being compiled, and what sports were men's sports and what sports were women's sports back then, and if you can remember who was Victoria Wood's TV partner in such and such a TV show, then you're absolutely well away. Or why wouldn't you enjoy a general knowledge quiz that draws on pointless memories of yesteryear? We'll take this time to express our sympathy to the friends and family of Mr. Paul Daniels. He was, as I say, a TV mainstay back when I was growing up, and it's a shame that another significant celebrity in the life of anyone who's around about the 30 mark now, has passed away. Although I am glad that someone in the BBC, or someone who was involved with the BBC, managed to get through to the end of their life without being dragged into yet another paedophilia scandal. That's certainly something that we could do without. More shattered childhood memories. Yes, no more of that if you don't mind. Right, okay, so it's also St. Patrick's Day! Hey! So, why not have a Guinness, I guess, and wear a green hat, and I suppose St. Patrick's Day used to be so important for me as a youth, starting to go to the pub age, because it was a brilliant opportunity / excuse to get wrecked. Now, St. Patrick's Day is a brilliant opportunity for me to sit at home and record videos on Spectrum games from almost 30 years ago. Swell. If you've enjoyed this video, please do not hesitate to like and share and leave some sort of comment at the bottom. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next time.